Just get out there. Welcome along. It's Adam here. I'm just about to set off for the village of Youlgreave, which is in the middle of the Peak District, and we are going to a pub there, and the pub completely eludes me at the moment. I'll put it up here because it's another one of these trips, Van United. Basically, I'm meeting up with Tony and Paul, two other van owners, and anyone that follows my channel will know that we recently, we did the waterfall, and then we went to Shrewsbury as well. Had a great trip. So now we're meeting up again with you to talking about the possibility of going to France next year. So we've chose the coldest week of the year so far. I think it got to -7 last night. I'm here in Derbyshire in the Peaks already. I live here, I'm lucky enough. And it's only about a half an hour drive to Youlgreave from where I am. But the skies are completely clear, so it looks like we're going to have another. In fact, I think, sadly, because I love the weather like this, it always amazes me when people are moaning about the cold weather. For God's sake, it's winter, it's January. I would much rather have a beautiful, clear, blue sky, lovely, crisp frost. Cold, just put on extra layers, wrap up, it's winter for goodness sake. But instead, no, we're going back to that same old dreary. I think the northerly winds are changing to a westerly, which brings in low pressure from the Atlantic, and the low pressure will bring in wind and bloody rain. So dreary, horrible, mild. Oh, I can't stand it. Give me this lovely cold weather any day. But will I be saying that later on after we've had a meal in the pub, which is the arrangement, by the way, because that's the idea. We're starting to just go to various different pubs, and a lot more pubs are kind of cottoning onto this. Tony found this particular pub on UK Pub Reviews, Stopover Reviews. Again, I'll put a link in for that. It's on Facebook anyway. And basically pubs are jumping onto the bandwagon because obviously in the week when it's a bit colder, colder, when it's a bit quieter, but tonight it'll be a bit colder. I meant to say quieter. It's a great way of just banging in an extra bit of trade, basically. Pubs are readily saying to camper van owners, really, come and stay in our car park. As long as you come in and buy a couple of beers and perhaps a meal, stay in the car park for free. And so we've been doing that a few times and we really enjoy it. It's a great way to meet up. But in the dead of winter, it's going to be add a bit of spice because it's going to be cold tonight. But I've got my little gas fire. And I think it's going to be nice and cozy in here, but we shall see. It's going to be cold. Right, I've got a severe case of FOMO. Trendy expression there. FOMO being fear of missing out, because I know Tony and Paul, I believe, are already there. My daughter's at uni, but she's come back, and it's been lovely to have my daughter staying with me for a couple of weeks, and I've just had to run her back, so I'm running late, so I'm going to be the late one to the party. So I'm going to stop yabbering. I'm going to set off. No nice shots of the van pulling away or anything like that. It's getting really dark, as you can see. Next shots will probably be me arriving at the pub. So see you in a bit. I'll shut up. As you can see, I'm not very prepared really, but that is the most important bit of equipment. Need that fire. Right, grab my phone and we'll go in and see the boys. It's a Farmyard Inn. Thank you. Yeah, what a welcome to a pub. I like it already. So here is the landlady taking a photograph of her wares as she shows with the delightful background. And this is
Sammy.
Sammy.
Hello.
And this is, what is it again?
It's Camembert.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know, I said I didn't want to start.
You're our first campsite. Campsite review. You know what that deserves? A free shot.
Famous.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Are we really? All of us?
Yeah. On the new thing. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Stop it.
You know I was going to do this, don't you? Just say your names. What are your names again?
Jen, Danny.
fantastic to meet 2 other campers, and there's also
Inca.
It's
like
Inca's like, get that camera away from me.
I haven't signed a disclaimer.
And of course Tony and Paul, and yeah, we're all here on the back of that pub stopovers on Facebook.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So the wonderful Sammy, landlady, has just brought us all a Baileys.
Shot of Baileys.
Shot of Baileys. How nice is that? What have you had there as a starter?
Chicken teriyaki.
Chicken teriyaki.
Kebab thingy.
And we've got here
Vegetarian soup of the day.
vegetarian soup of the day.
Roots. Yes.
And this is the
and a shot of
Timothy
Baileys.
Taylor.
Bit of smash.
For mash, get smash.
Oh God, we're all showing our age. For God's sake. When you start reciting commercials from the 70s, you know you're old.
Thank you. Lovely. Cheers. What happens if you start reciting adverts from the 60s?
Well, I wasn't alive in the 60s, mate, unlike you. Well, either of you. What, were you 60? Oh, were you 60? 68? Yeah. And you were 67?
67. Yeah, Tone. Don't know if you want to do the posh way.
Me, I'll do anyway. Get it, to be fair. All goes down the same old.
Bit of gravy for the chips.
Oh, great. In my place. Jackery would probably run it for an hour or two.
Do you ever get the impression it's a bit of a cold morning?
We definitely do, mate. A lot of van life is using
Electric blankets?
Yeah.
Just discussing the merits of electric blankets, because it was a bit cold last night, but I slept okay. But this is where we are. Nice to see it in daylight, all the vans up and running, warming up. And this is the pub. Let's just show you the pub from the outside. Stunning morning, beautiful, beautiful morning. I feel like the weatherman. I always go on about the weather, but sadly I think this is the last of this nice cold crisp weather, and it's going to get wet and miserable and windy and mild. Hate that. But this is Youlgreave. Really pretty little village. And this is the quaint Farmyard Inn, which I can honestly say that I highly recommend to van lifers out there, or any van people, or anyone, any passers-by, any visitors to this village. Lovely friendly staff, fantastic food. What a nice place to be. On the sad side, they don't do breakfast. But fair play, they work hard and they're up late, so they don't open again until later. So consequently, we are going to go off somewhere that I haven't actually put on my video before. We're going to go to a town called Youlgreave, and we're going to go to my local haunt, and it's called Time, and we're going to go for breakfast there. So I'll talk to you a bit there. So for breakfast, for our little adventure, we've come to Uttoxeter. Just a little view there. Famous for its race course. Lots of people ploughing here and always go to the Wetherspoons. I'm not even going to point to the Wetherspoons, but this is the place to go. Jane, Jim, Katie, Mima, great staff. As you can see, a lovely old field trip, lovely independent coffee shop. Can't beat it.
It's good. Yeah.
Beautiful clientele. Look at this. Look at this clientele.
Yes, they're beautiful.
This is Katie, and I'm going to peer over into the kitchen. This is Jane. This is Mima. 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 I'll get her later. So we've had our breakfast, we've gone separate ways. So it was another cracking night out, really enjoyed it. It was quite impulsive again, as all good trips. I found myself saying that loads and loads. But one of the beauties of having the van, it's great because you can just drop everything and clear off. And Tony had some time off, contacted myself, I contacted Paul, and the three of us, yeah, great, let's do it. And we just disappeared off to that lovely pub. I think, you know, having the van isn't just about going off and getting those lovely scenic shots of the doors open and the sea in the back, which I know I've already done, or nice panoramic views. It's being able to use it in the dead of winter as well, and which is what I love, to be honest. And I kind of like the sort of extra sort of challenges, really, of enjoyment, fulfillment, whatever you might get really from staying in the van, you know, when it's not necessarily ideal circumstances. I don't have a diesel heater in here. It was something I always planned to get. I've been using this. It's just my old camping gas heater, which uses these small cans of butane. Shock horror, yet there is an element of health and safety with them. Obviously make sure that there is adequate ventilation within the vehicle, but most importantly, obviously it's a live flame, it's a naked flame, and if you're going to use these, do so with extreme caution. And a lot of people say, you know, never use them with an enclosed environment, and I too totally get that. But at the same time, when it gets really cold, you want some sort of instant heat. I have been using this, but I am so well aware of the dangers. So I was quite well prepared for last night, looking forward to getting quite cosy, because we used it in Shrewsbury and it just worked a treat. But the difference being, it was a lot colder last night. I mean, I think it was up to about -5, and obviously that's the trouble. This gas, butane, when it gets too cold, it doesn't atomize properly, and subsequently it doesn't work very proficiently. And that's what happened last night. It got so cold that this would light up nicely, however it would then just start juddering as though this had run out, when I knew it was a brand new. So you just give it a shake and put it back in, it would work again, but consequently it was just so cold. But for future cold camps, propane is the way to go to keep these heaters going. It's the same for using your cookers as well, your little camping gas cookers. Enough of that. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for watching. I know it's just been a quickie, but it was a quick impulsive trip to the wonderful Farmyard Inn at Youlgreave in the Peak District. Massive thanks to Sammy, whom we met. She was fantastic looking after us, and highly recommend that as a stopover in your van, or just to visit, indeed, anyone in the summer, whenever. It's a fabulous place, and we'll definitely go back at some point. Thanks again for watching. It's my name's Adam, it's Just Get Out There, and Renee the van, and big thanks to Tony as well, and to Paul. And I will see you again. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It'd be great to have you along, and we'll see you on the next one. Brilliant, thank you.